Well, this is Alpine Comics, and I thought I'd do another video on PC Action Sports football, and I thought I'd do the next team in the Super Bowl. This is the '68 Jets, and they're a good team. Of course, they're led by Joe Namath. He's outstanding on the audible. He's a 10. Good pressure. No, an 8. Big arm, stands tall in the pocket, and this is the reason this team's going to win. Interesting, I have the '68 Jets that I just completed my Champions League of great teams, and he was able to complete, had a quarterback rating of 72.1, threw 15 touchdowns and 17 interceptions, and had a 49.2 completion rate. And if you look at his stats here, they're very close. So he was able to perform in that league pretty good. Now, moving on to the running backs. Of course, you got Matt Schnell and Emerson Boozer. They're both short yardage receivers. A 2. They're both balanced backs, both short yardage of 5. Schnell is a breakaway of 7, and Boozer's a 5. They're both workhorse backs, which is nice, .2. It's not overpowering. During the regular season, the Schnell averaged 4.2, and you can see Emerson Boozer averaged 3.1. In my Champions League, Schnell averaged 3.4 and Boozer averaged 2.2. And I'm going to explain why that is next. Two good running backs. They can receive the ball. And Mathis is a good backup. And don't forget Billy Joe. He's a big fullback, and he's an inside runner instead of a balanced. So let's go to the offensive line. The offensive line, as you can see, is a 7. Oops, let's go over here. I'm sorry. Hill is a 7. Herman's a 7. Schmidt's a 7. Rasmussen is a 6. And Walton is a 6. So they have a run blocking capability of a 33. You add them all together. They're run blocks. 33 will probably hit your average in a season replay. But if you're going against the great teams, you can see the production just dwindles. I've learned through this game that if you want to have backs and they average 5 yards a rush, your offensive line total has to be at least 40. 33 is going to give you about a 3.5 yard average. So it's a good offensive line. It's a good pass blocking offensive line. It's not an overpowering running offensive line. Good, not great. But it'll get the job done in your season replay. Wide receiver, well, that's where this team has made the money. You got Schnell, Maynard. Both of these guys. Sauer is a 9.7. Sauer is Sauer is a 9.7. Maynard is a 8.10. And of course, Lamons is a 5.4. Nice thing about the two wide receivers is they can run all the routes, short, medium, long, bomb. And of course, Lamons is a short, medium, long. This passing game for this I've watched the Jets team in my replays for the Champions League. Even if they're down 14-0, they're not out of it because of these receivers and Joe Namath. And also I learned about this team, when you play this team, the Jets, you have to be conscious of the long pass to Maynard and Sauer, because if they're not, you can get cut to ribbons real quick. And the Jets can score real quick. So if they have a good running game, your season replay, you got a good running game, you will cut some teams apart, especially in a season replay when you have cornerbacks of 4 and 5. These receivers are going to be open all day. Very good receiving core, top notch. You got Namath. This is a great passing team. Okay. Defensively, very good. Let me go to the defensive end. Now, one of the problems with the 68 Jets is the starting lineup does not have Verlon Biggs as your right defensive end. They have McAdams. Have no idea why. He's not as good. Two good defensive ends here. You got Verlon Biggs and Philbin, a 7 and a 9. They're both 6 against the run. And, of course, pass rushing, Biggs is a 5. And Philbin is a 9. Outstanding. Two great defensive ends. Philbin is a smaller, quicker one. Biggs, 6'4", 270, bull rusher. The tackles are good. Elliott and Rochester. Rochester's been on a couple of different teams. He was on the Chiefs in the early 60s. And 6'1", and Elliott is a 8'3", so two outstanding tackles. Good defensive line, both against the run and the pass. Linebackers, good. Your inside linebacker, Atkinson, is a 7'5'3". Crantham is a 7'5'3", a 1 blitzer. Baker is a 6'5'2". Got a problem with Baker. I think he should be a 3. This is a really good linebacking core, and I just don't see it. So I have a problem with that rating. In the championship league, I did up him to a 3. I just don't see him as being that bad. The secondary, that's where I have another problem. Sample, terrific cornerback, an 8. Remember, as a defensive player, the average is 6. So he's above average. Beverly's a 6. So he's an average player. The problem I have is the two safeties, Hudson and Bird. They're 7 overall, 3 against the run, but they're only 4 against the pass. You have an outstanding front 7. These guys really need to be 3s. I think their pass defense rating of 4 is way too low. They played in the AFL, a passing league, and I don't think they're that bad. And these are two players that in my championship league, because I do model 5 players in my championship league, don't agree with all the ratings. These guys got moved. One of them got moved to a 5 and one to a 6. And so that's average and a below average. I just don't see these two safeties as being 4. If you get a team that likes to throw the deep pass, it's a real problem for this team. And I really, playing in the AFL, they had to defend against the long pass. So I got a problem with those two players' ratings. Like I said, overall, the 68 Jets are a solid team. They can run the ball fairly well. Great passing team. And they have an overall defense that is not one of the best in NFL history, but it's not going to embarrass you either if you play them correct. It's a tough team. This team, I played the champion leagues in last year's game, and they have made the playoffs. They've always been a tough team, so I have no doubt that this is a good team. If you're going to play the 68th season in the AFL, I have no doubt they should win their division. Good, solid team, and not many weaknesses. So that's what it is. I got the 68 Jets. I think you'll enjoy playing them. And you have a good day. This is Alpine Comics out. Hope you enjoy the video. And please share.